for joining me again today. If anyone's new to the classes, I'm Deanna from the Pilates studio, and we are going to do a mat work class using a good old-fashioned dining room chair. You definitely need a mat, so it needs to be a Pilates mat, a yoga mat, anything that gives you a little bit of grip. Do not put the chair just on the carpet or on the floor because it's most likely going to slide away from you, and that is not going to end well for you. Okay, so if you're ready, I want you to grab your chair, bring it to the back or front of your mat, just so it's at one end, and I'll be moving it around quite a bit through the class. And I'm going to get you to sit on your chair, but you're going to sit near the edge of the chair, so your butt bones are still on the chair, but you're quite far off from the rest of the body. Legs are going to be shoulder width apart, knees are bent, and I want you to sit up nice and tall. So you should feel like your weight is pressing straight down into the sit bones. You're not kind of tucked under, okay? Taking a deep breath in, reach just your arms up to the ceiling, feel your ribs lift, and then exhale, just lower the arms down. Breathe in nice and deep, and again, feeling the rib cage lifting as you reach the arms up, and expanding as you inhale, and then kind of closing in as you exhale. This time you're going to lower the arms and let the chin soften to the chest and just roll forward through the spine, keeping the weight on those sit bones. So just flexing forward, take a deep breath, and then exhale, restack the spine up. So you're back on the sit bones still, you're restacking the spine. The head will lift up last. Take another inhale, reach it up. And then exhale, lower the arms and chin, and just flex forward through the spine. Take another deep breath. And then exhale, restack the spine. Last time, nice inhale. And then exhale, again, lowering down through the spine. And then just take yourself as far down as you would like, just to get a really nice stretch through the lower back. And then when you're ready, you're going to exhale to roll the spine back up. Perfect. And then reaching the arms straight out in front, palms face in. Starting with just the pelvis. So you're going to tuck the tailbone under, and you're doing an imprint. So imagine if you're lying on the ground, you'd be tucking the pelvis under and then uncurling it. So you're imprinting, releasing back to neutral. Okay, so just focusing on a little bit of abdominal work, kind of in between the hips on either side. Okay, and you can see it's just a little bit of a movement. Your lower back flattens out and back up. You're not kind of collapsing into it. Then you're going to roll back further. So you're going to tuck the tailbone under and start to keep tucking as you roll back. Your abdominals should be working. Mine are working. It's like you got to really tighten and tuck, and then restack the spine up. So you exhale, tuck. Restack up. This is a great exercise if you're out at your desk all day in your home office. Just rolling, doing 5 or 10 of these gets your low back and hips moving for sure. Roll back and hold it, okay? So you shouldn't be like just leaning backwards. You should be really tucked under. So you're creating this kind of curve in your spine like a letter C, and then your abs should be working to hold you. Exhale, reach one arm up and down. So every exhale, one arm lifts. Nice. Both arms. Exhale, reach. When you're lifting the arms, watch your shoulders aren't starting to lift up with them. So keep that nice space between the shoulder and your ears, and just reaching the arms up as high as you can without shrugging your shoulders. 2 more. Last time. Keep your arms lifted, and then I want you to restack the spine up. Exhale, rotate and open the arms. Come back to the middle and switch. Just working through our little spine twist in our warm-up here. Awesome. Now we're going to do the same spine twist, but with your hands clasped behind your head. So really press your hands gently into your back of your head, back of your hands into your head. Exhale, rotate. Big difference, eh? Growing taller every time you come back to the center. It's a great way to, again, if you were sitting at your desk all day doing a few of these, makes a world of difference. 2 more. Perfect, and then release the arms down, and then turn sideways on your chair. Hopefully it's wide enough that you can get a little bit of a grip, and then sit towards the side of it. Okay, so you're on the edge, but you're turned the other way. All right, then I want you to tuck and roll back. Okay, so you're holding yourself in this position, arms are out in front. Lift your right leg up. Okay, perfect. Then your left leg up. I'm going to turn myself a little bit here. And then I want you to tap one foot towards the floor and back up. So keep going here. So you're tapping as your foot, or you're exhaling, I should say, as you tap your foot down. And I did this just so that you don't have that restriction of the back. Rest on your chair. A lot of desk chairs aren't great for rollbacks. One more on each side. And then bring both feet down and then release it all the way up. And then we're going to stand. So we're going to be standing facing your chair, feet pointing forward. You should be able to place your hands flat on the chair with your hands pretty much under your shoulders and your feet pretty much under your hips. If you've ever done the reformer, think of kind of like the elephant. So on an exhale, I want you to tuck your tailbone under, draw your ribs up to the ceiling, and allow the head to lower slightly so you're looking towards your thighs. I want you to hold that position on an inhale, then exhale, uncurl the tailbone, lengthen out the spine, and the head will come up last back into your straight back. So you're going to exhale, tuck, round, let the head lower, take a deep breath, exhale, uncurl, lengthen, and lift. Last time, deep breath, exhale, tuck, round, flex, then press the weight back into your heels more, okay? Keeping that roundness in your spine. If you can, grab onto the top of your chair. If it's super high, just try to reach your hands a little further forward, okay? So you've got this kind of elephant position, so you should be getting a bigger stretch here. Take another inhale, exhale, uncurl the tailbone, lengthen of the spine, lift the head up. Deep breath, exhale, tuck, round, lower the head. Really use those abs to keep that flexion on your inhale. Exhale, uncurl, lengthen, and reach. Bring your hands back down. Okay, shifting again the weight still into the heels more than the balls of the foot. I want you to keep your back straight, and then exhale, reach one leg out. Inhale, drive the knee back in towards that shoulder. Exhale, back out. Okay. So you're extending and bending the legs straight. Now you're going to add the arm. So the leg's going to reach out, the arm is going to reach out. Now you're going to tap your knee with your hand, exhale, reach. And when you're bending your knee in, keep it lined up with your hip bone and your shoulder. Don't let it drift into the center of your body. So your leg should always be kind of slightly off center. Really extend the leg straight. Weight still in that back heel. So if you're tight in the hamstrings and calves, you should feel this. 3, 2, 1, bring it down, other leg, just the leg first. So exhale, reach, and in. And it's very similar to kind of a Superman, I always call it, or an opposite arm and leg lift. Just gives you a little bit more of a hamstring stretch. Okay, now the opposite arm and leg. Tap the knee, reach it out. So nice and long. Keep it going. Keep the weight in that back heel or the foot that's on the ground. Press into that heel. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and then just kind of sit back. Give yourself a quick stretch. And just so all the blood doesn't rush to your head, slowly restack yourself up for a second and shake it out. Because we're going to go into a plank position. So we're going to go down. Hands can be either flat or gripping the chair, whichever works for you. And then you're going to step your feet back. So you're up on the balls of the feet, but make sure your shoulders are above your wrists, okay? And you're trying to bring yourself into this nice straight plank position. You're going to inhale, bring yourself up into the balls of the feet. Exhale, press the heels down. This is where it's important for the chair to be on something that's not going to allow it to slide. So up and down. And again, play around with your arm position. If the hands aren't liking gripping, try them flat. Now keep your heels pressing now. Perfect. And then I want you to pick your right foot up, point your foot, and then I want you to come up on the left ball of your foot as you flex your right foot. Point your right foot, press your left heel to the floor. Do it 2 more times. Little coordination involved here. Then bring that foot down. Lift the other leg up. Okay, come up on the ball of the foot, flex the left foot, press the right heel down, point the left foot. Up. 3. And then bring it down. Still holding your plank position. Make sure now the shoulders are right over top of the wrists. Press the weight into the heels. Perfect. Keep holding it here. Lift your right foot up again. Flex your foot. So your right foot is flexed, right? Reach it out to the side. Back in. And in. 3. So your left leg isn't moving. Your right hip is working. And it's not a huge range of motion. 6, 7. Your shoulders might start feeling this. 8, I hope. 9. One more. 10. Bring it down. Other side. Lift it up. Reach it out for 8, 7, 6. I think I'm counting it wrong. 5. Do 10 of these. 4, 3. I'm going to add an extra 2 at the end. 2, 1. I'm going to add an extra 2. Bring the feet down. Press the heels to the floor. And then walk the feet forward. Perfect. I couldn't remember if I did 8 or 10. That's why. Sorry. All right. Keep the chair where it is, and you're going to come down to your mat. Okay? If it doesn't work with the chair for you, for the bridging, just get rid of it and put the feet on the floor. Okay. So you're going to lie down with your heels up on the chair, knees above the hips, right? So you've got that tabletop style position, arms resting at your side in your neutral pelvis. Perfect. On an exhale, tilting through the pelvis. Inhale, releasing the pelvis. So our imprint and release. Then, when you're ready, we're going to do a full hip roll. So you're going to tilt the pelvis, and you better squeeze your glutes and roll the spine all the way up, otherwise your hamstrings are going to freak out. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll it down. If you got a hamstring cramp, try it again, keeping the glutes a little stronger. And if it doesn't work, just bring your feet flat on the floor. Like almost drag your heels towards the back of your thighs as you roll up and as you roll down. 3 more. Squeeze and roll. Pull those heels in towards your butt. Mine hamstrings are just on the edge here. Roll it up. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. You gotta squeeze those glutes. Last time. Perfect, and then extend your right leg to the ceiling, gently pull it towards you just to release, and then switch. That's one's always nice and intense. Perfect, and then just roll to the side and bring yourself up into a sitting position with your legs in or under the chair, so your hands should be able to reach towards the chair. And I want you to try to sit up nice and tall, okay? We're gonna be working through our rollbacks. So take a deep breath in and just kind of push the hands into the top of the chair and pull them a little bit towards you, just to kind of engage those muscles around your armpits to help you extend tall. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, lower the arms. Exhale, roll up, reaching towards the top of the chair. Inhale. Press into the chair to help you extend tall. Exhale, roll back. So nice and slow, controlled. Inhale, just the arms start to lower. Exhale, the head and shoulders lift, reaching towards the top of the chair. Inhale, pressing gently into the top to help you extend. Exhale, roll back, flexing your feet as you roll back. See if you can try and do that today. Some people point their feet, but I want you to try and flex as you roll up. Inhale, really lengthen tall. Flex the feet, so pull the toes towards you as you roll back. So this roll up is just a great, well, it's good ab work, but it's a great way to stretch through the spine. One more. Perfect. Now we're going to stay on the ground. Just bring your heels, you kind of up onto the chair. You can use the chair if you need a break, or if the low back does not like having the feet lifted, just pop the heels onto the chair. So I want you to go into an imprint or a pelvic tilt, so your low back feels like it's gently pressed into the mat. Hands are going to come behind the head, elbows are slightly out front. And I want you to lift one knee up, so it's bent over your hip. And then I want you to think of, squeeze the abs in and almost close your rib cage down and lift your other leg up. So your legs are lifted into a tabletop position. So the knees should be right over the hips. I was going to adjust myself here. All right. Exhale, curl the head and shoulders up. Extend one leg straight, bend the other leg in, and switch. I actually like how the chair will prevent your legs from going too low, because most people bring their legs way too low. You don't need to do that. You have to focus a bit more on curling up higher to get that ab work. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then bring it all the way down and rest the feet down. Perfect. Now double leg stretch. You're going to lift the head and shoulders up. You're imprinted still. Legs are together in a tabletop, hands to the outside of the knees. Perfect. Exhale, reach the arms back behind. Reach the legs out at the same time. Circle the arms. Ooh, my curtain's open. Circle the arms around, bend the knees in. Every time your legs reach out, try to curl your head and shoulders up a little bit higher. 4 left. 4, 3, 2, last one, 1. Perfect. Bring it all the way down. Feet together, knees together, feet resting on the chair. Arms out to your side, palms down. Just allow both legs to lower to one side on an inhale. Exhale, roll the legs back up. Just a couple little spine twists here. Inhale and exhale. If it doesn't feel right, pop your feet on the floor. Okay? Perfect. Last one, hands behind the head and shoulders are lifted, legs are in tabletop. Exhale, bend one knee and extend the other leg straight. Rotate towards that bent knee and switch. For a crisscross. Curl up a little higher if you can. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release it down. Just hug the knees into your chest. Perfect. All right, so we are going to use the chair just as a little bit of assistance. Okay, I'm going to make sure I have enough space here. We're going to do the rollover. So your arms are resting at your side. You're going to bring the legs up together in a tabletop. Ideally, you're going to be neutral to start, but a lot of people have difficulty keeping their legs in a tabletop in neutral. So if you want to tilt the pelvis and have your low back pressing gently into the mat, that is fine. All right, now we're going to extend our legs straight on an exhale. Inhale, bend them. Now that's tough enough, right? Exhale, squeeze those legs. If you're having a lot of difficulty, just hold a little bit behind your legs. That is totally fine. What I'm trying to get you to do is be able to extend them using the quads and keeping that imprint. Or if you're neutral, keeping your neutral. So you don't all of a sudden straighten your legs and then arch your back, right? So you're trying to keep the spine straight as you work through the legs. Now, exhale, reach the legs straight. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach the legs all the way back behind you. Inhale, open them and flex the feet. And then exhale, start to roll down. Slow and controlled as you can. Excuse me. Bring the legs together, bend the knees. Take a break if you need to. Otherwise, it's exhale, extend the legs. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach. Inhale, flex and open. Exhale, roll. Roll, nice and controlled. Legs together, bend the knees. Exhale. Inhale, hold. Exhale. Lots of slow, controlled movements today. Focusing a bit more on the breathing. You're going to do 2 more. I think sometimes, especially now, it's good to just breathe a little bit more. That's what I've been telling myself all week. Perfect. Whew. Okay, we're gonna get up off your back for a little bit. So we're gonna tip over and we'll do a little bit of standing work with your chair, just for some support and balance. So if you wanna turn it, maybe it's the back facing you. Perfect. We're gonna do some lunges, so pretty much put your chair anywhere you need to if you need to hold on to it. I'm gonna stick mine kind of to the side. Left foot's gonna go forward, right foot's gonna go back. You don't have to use your chair, okay? It's just there if you need it. And then on an exhale, I'm gonna get you to lower down into your lunge and up. If you're not using the chair, reach your arms forward as you lunge. If you're using the chair, don't worry about it. Just think nice tall back. Try not to lean forward when you lunge. A lot of people do that. Just think really tall the whole time. Head between the shoulders, shoulders above the hips. 2 more. Last one. And switch. Okay, same thing. You can hold on the chair if you need to. And again, you've got that back knee bending, right? Usually you'll feel quite a good stretch in that back leg. Whew. I think the chair is there. 7, 3 left. 1 more. Perfect, and then bring it all the way up. Awesome. Okay, bring your chair back to the back of your mat again. You're gonna sit right at the front. Okay, if your chair doesn't work, do it on the ground. Okay, so you're gonna hold the sides of the chair. Think of pointing your elbows backwards. Sit up really tall. So your chest should feel really open. Perfect. And then I want you to tuck and roll just a little bit back. Okay, so your elbows can bend, obviously. Just keep the chest wide and the elbows pointing back behind you. So probably feel a nice wide chest in front. So you're tucked under. Lift one leg up, then the other. Ooh. I don't have enough space, so I'm going to turn this way. Okay, gotta play up a here these days. Perfect, and then we're going to do our toe taps, keeping the chest wide. Tap the foot down, and up, and up. So you're rolled back off your sit bones onto your tailbone. Your elbows are pointing back, your chest is wide and open, but your pelvis is tucked under. Similar to a teaser. If you're comfortable, you can have your arms out and up. 4 more, keep going. 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it all the way back down. Perfect. Okay, back up off the chair. I'm going to get you to stand at the back of your mat facing your chair. You're going to take an inhale, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, roll forward. Take a deep breath. Exhale, roll back up. 1 more time, deep breath, inhale. Exhale, roll forward. This time you're going to come down onto the mat. Just want to do a quick spine stretch forward before we move on. This is our side planks. Now, I did these a long time ago with you guys with the chair. You don't have to use the chair. It can get pretty intense pretty quickly. So please feel free to adjust, bring your feet on the floor if you need to, okay? Elbows are going to be bent. Bottom leg is straight. Top leg is on the chair. Okay? So you want to feel like you can kind of have a nice wide open space here. Your hips are stacked. Elbows under the shoulders. Fantastic. On an exhale, you're going to lift your hips up into your side plank. And then you're going to lower back down. Okay? So you're lifting, using that bottom waist and that bottom arm. 3, 4. Okay, and again, if you're not using the chair, feet together. Okay, bottom leg can be bent as well. If you guys have been with me for a while, you know, half or full. Okay, hold your plank. Okay, so you can hold it any way you want. And if you want to get really fancy, we're going to do 5 leg lifts on the bottom. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 5. Oh, that's a hard one. Other side. So I'm going to put my chair on the other side so you don't have my butt facing your face. It's not pretty lately. All right, side plank. Okay, pick your poison. Feel nice and open, shoulders under the hip. Elbow under the shoulder, I should say. 2. So that bottom waist is working to lift you up. Hold it up. Either hold your plank or do 5 lower leg lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release it all the way down. Fantastic. And we're going to move the chair out of the way for the next few exercises. Oh, that was a good one. All right. I want you to sit towards the front of your mat. We're going to work through open leg rocker. So you're going to roll just off your sit bones, grab behind the legs. You want your knees to be lined up hip bone distance apart. So there's a space between the knees, elbows pointing out, and I want you to think of using your hands to help bring your chest forward. So your upper back feels nice and straight. It's not all hunched over, okay? And then on an inhale, you're going to tuck your tailbone under, start to look down towards your thighs and your lower stomach, and roll back. Oops. And then exhale, roll forward. Keep going. My mat is lost under the orange. There we go. I had a different height on one side of a mat than the other, which was throwing me to the side. The joys of a tiny condo. I cannot wait to be able to go back into the studio. So as you're rolling back, you try to think, use your abdominals. Try to roll through that spine. 3 more. 2. Perfect, guys, awesome. Bring your feet to the front of the mat, legs together, sit up tall. So use your hands to help you sit up as straight as you can. Reach your arms in front. Take a deep breath. Exhale, tuck and roll just a little bit off your sit bones. Inhale, flex forward, reaching the arms. So you're going to roll back. Use your abdominals and think of your ribs tucked back as you go forward. So it's not a far roll, it's just a small one. Legs are together. Now you can either continue with this, or you can roll back and hold it. So you roll back and really emphasize the scoop of the tailbone. And then I want you to think of upper back lengthen. That should be hard. That should work those abdominals. Perfect. And you can hold it here, or you can add a leg lift. So nothing else changes. Your upper back stays tall. You're still scooped under. You can have both legs up. Arms are reaching up at a 45-degree angle. Keep kind of shining your chest forward. Hold in that position. If you need a quick break, grab behind the legs, but then let go when you can. Exhale, extend both legs to the sky. And down. So use your quads to squeeze your legs straight, keeping those abdominals working really hard. 3, 2 more. Reach it. 2. Last time. Squeeze those legs straight, straight, straight. Bend the knees in, and then tuck and roll all the way back. Perfect. And then bend both knees, hip bone distance apart. Arms resting at your side. Neutral pelvis. Nice job, guys. Lift up into your bridge. Inhale, lower straight down. Just a couple hip lifts. Squeezing through the glutes. Now we're going to lift up and hold it. We're going to go through our single shoulder bridge. So before we add the legs, take the rib cage and think of it kind of closing down. I want you to feel like the abdominals are strong in the center. Inhale, extend the right leg to the ceiling. Flex that foot, lower the leg down. Point and lift. Flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. 3, 4, 5. Really press through that heel. 6. Breathe. 7. All the way to 10, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knee, bring it down. Keep up if you can. Extend the other leg straight. Flex and lower. Point and lift. 1, 2. Reach that leg long. 3. 5 more. Just stretching that leg away as you press through the heel. 3 more. 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, bring it down, and then roll your spine all the way back down for the hundreds. And I promise I haven't had that much caffeine this morning. Hundreds can be done, remember, with the head down, head lifted. Arms are going to be at your side. You're imprinted. You can keep your feet down if you'd like. You can lift them into a tabletop. You can extend them nice and straight. You're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4. In for 5 counts, out for 5 counts. Think of lifting up a little higher when you exhale. Three more rounds. Curl it up. 2. One more round for good luck. Hold the arms still. Curl the head and shoulders up higher. Bend your knees in. Grab behind your thighs wherever you can. Pull yourself up a little bit higher. Hold yourself up there. Take your right hand, bring it behind your head. So you're still in your curl. Take your left hand, bring it behind your head. Don't let your head drop. And then release it all the way down. Hug the knees in. And then straighten your legs and arms. And just stretch. Perfect. And then roll yourself up. And we're going to work a little bit on our upper back. So lying flat on your stomach. Hands are beside your head, elbows are down. Legs are shoulder width or hip width apart. The head is going to start just kind of floating up above the mat. Drawing your shoulders down. So think your shoulder blades feel like they've slid a little bit down and together. Okay. Inhale. I want you just to lift the head and chest without squeezing your butt. So don't squeeze your butt. And then come down. So it's just this little float up and down. It's not a big movement. It's just that little bit of extension. One more. Now, from this position, reach both arms straight out. The hands are still going to be shoulder width apart. Okay, palms facing in. And you're going to bring your legs, same position, okay? All right, so thumbs are pointing to the ceiling. The head is slightly lifted. Use your arms to just almost press yourself or your head and chest up a little bit. So you're kind of almost supporting yourself. Point your feet, and then I want you to squeeze your butt and legs. Let the legs float up. Okay, so you're still gently pressing down into the floor with your pinky finger. Your head and chest is lifted. You're not looking straight ahead. Okay, you're just kind of looking towards the front of your mat. And then I want you to flutter the legs. Oh, sorry, a lot of talking on setup for that one. But I just want you to start in a good position. So you're fluttering those legs. Keeping the glutes and legs strong. Gentle press into the floor with the upper body. Head and chest stays lifted. Breathing. So this works those legs, a little bit of the back. 3 more. 2. Last one. Then stop fluttering the legs and lower them. Open the feet wider so the heels drop in. Bring your hands back to the side of your head. Okay, point your feet, squeeze your glutes, and then on the inhale, let the head and chest rise and pressing up into your swan prep. Exhale, think of reaching the top of the head away as you lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach and lower. And remember, you don't have to come all the way up. If lifting the chest and keeping the elbows down is where you're feeling comfortable, then stay in that position, okay? Don't have to lift all the way through. That long feeling as you lift out through the crown of your head. Last 2. Last one. Perfect. And then bringing yourself up into your tabletop position, round the spine, sit to the heels, and give it a stretch. This one. And then release it up. Cool. And then we're going to grab our chair again. Okay, so I think I'm going to bring it back to our starting position. So the back or the front of your mat. I want to do a little bit more arm work, so planking. Yay. So bring your hands again either flat or gripping the side. Sometimes it's a little easier on your wrists. Bring your shoulders right above your wrists and bring your feet back. Okay. So in a plank, you always want to feel like your heels are pressing towards the floor. You don't want to always be on your tippy toes. That takes it all into your upper body. So press your heels down, and we'll do our little shifting forward and back first again. So inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. So when you shift back, you should feel a stretch, possibly in your calves if they're tight. One more time. All right, now we're going to add a rotation with this round. So on an exhale, you're going to bend one knee, reach it towards the opposite side of your mat and rotate, but your shoulders don't move. And then you come back to the middle. So your upper body, or your shoulders, stay squared. The rotation comes from the ribs, or the rib cage area, mid-back. So your hips turn. You guys are doing great. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk the feet towards the chair. Keep your hands on the chair. Sit back, pressing into kind of the heels and the bum just to try and get a little bit of a stretch. And bring it up. And then just turn your chair around, just so you have somewhere to balance. Okay, so this is again for balance. You don't need to use the chair if you feel stable. Most people do need to use the chair. I'll be using the chair. So bringing your feet hip bone distance apart, right underneath the hips. Back is tall, and you're going to lift both heels up. Perfect, and then you lower both heels down. So when you're lifting the heels, you should be pressing. I want you to look at your feet a few times. Pressing kind of where the toe beside the big toe, the thick part of the ball of your foot. I don't want you to roll into the outside of your feet. People do that quite naturally, so that's why I want you to watch a little bit. And remember how it feels, and then once you feel comfortable, come up. Otherwise, if you're always rolling onto the outside of your feet, it kind of travels up to the outside of your knee and your hip. It's just not a good position to be in. Okay, now hold the heels up. Perfect. And then I want you to reach the arms forward. Perfect. And then I want you to lower your heels. Lift back up. Again, the chair is there if you need it. Think of you're going straight up. So you're not lifting your heels and moving forward. You're lifting the heels and going straight up. You could, depending on the person, sometimes you can feel it just in the calves. Sometimes you'll feel it all the way up into the hamstrings. The trick is not to lean forward, right? You're trying to stay with the weight slightly, almost in the back posterior part of your body. My hamstrings are on fire. Last 2. 1, 2. Perfect. Now hold on to the chair. I want you to be able to do this, okay? So position yourself accordingly. Okay, so right foot's lifted. I want you to reach out. That, and in with the knee coming up. Now you don't have to use the chair. So if you don't want to use the chair, you reach forward, knee comes up. This is more balance than anything. And up. Always coming back straight up. I never look quite as graceful as my yoga friends doing this, but I try. 2 more. Last one. Perfect, switching legs. Just a little bit of a range of motion and strengthening for the back of the body here. All right, so you're reaching out and in, okay? So again, the chair is there if you need it otherwise. Reaching forward, knee comes up, nice and tall. 4, so you always need the chair at least once. 3 more. 2. And release it down, shake it out, hands on top of the chair, step back so you can allow your head and chest to lower, back to straighten, and get a little bit of the stretch. So press the heels, or press the weight back into your heels if you're not feeling the stretch. Walk a little further back. And breathe. And when you're ready, I want you to start to uncurl the spine and restack yourself up tall, 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhaling again to reach your arms back up to the ceiling. And then I want you to lower 1 arm and bend to the side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend to the other side. So you're just switching arms each time. Just getting that nice side bend. 1 more on each side. Then I want you to reach both arms to the ceiling, clasp your fingers together and turn the palms up. And I want you just to open your feet nice and wide and turn them out. So your heels are wider than your hips. I want you to squeeze your glutes and start to push your hips forward and allowing the chest and head to follow. So you're going into a little bit of extension. You're not looking straight up to the ceiling, just kind of up on a 45-degree angle. Just getting that last little stretch. And then release it all the way down. And you're done. Fabulous. That was great, guys. Hope you enjoyed the chair. It's kind of gives us a little bit of variety at home, right? Yeah, thanks again for joining us, and I'll be posting, or we will be posting next week, our classes again on Tuesday and Thursday. Stay healthy and stay safe, Kim Ann. Hope to see you in person soon. Fingers crossed. Thanks again.